this is an interesting story that's near and dear to our hearts. Mm-hmm. They announced the next expansion for the Legendary Deck Building series in the Marvel lineup, and it's a little bit different from what they've done in the past. It's based on Spider-Man Homecoming, the latest MOAV that was released this summer, and they have never released a set that was actually specifically based on a movie of Marvel.
No, the cinematic universe has not gone into Legendary until now.
And they're going into it so hard that it's not only is it based on that, it's actually stills from the movie for the art on the cards, which a lot of people are up in arms about. So I guess that's where we can start. That's really, they've done this before with Buffy and... was that the first time they did it? I guess that's the first time they did it.
It's the first time they did it, because before they did artwork was Firefly, I remember.
And nobody liked it, right? So they got mad. So this is the first time, but this is also different because Buffy is self-contained. The Marvel universe, the Legendary games now are by default, because you need that base set to play this. You're going to have a mix of custom, or not custom.
I mean, you can mix Buffy in with that too, but you don't have to.
Right. Original art and movie stills.
Well, you could just stick this with Buffy.
That's true. But it is, I feel like that could be a little jarring. What do you think about it?
I'm going to be honest, I have a lot of problems with this set.
Let's start with the art. Let's start with the art.
Stills, I think, only work if you're a long-running series, TV series. Firefly, I'm amazed that the Gale Force was able to get away with it with one season. Buffy made total sense. You have so much to pull from. This is one movie for, I believe they said 5 heroes, and we know 2 of them. We can probably guess the rest of them.
We actually know 3.
Who's the third?
We
know it's Peter Parker, Tony Stark,
and there's a Spider-Man. Oh, actually 4. And one,
Spider-Man and Peter.
Yes, there's a Spider-Man and a Peter Parker.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's like, are there really enough interesting stills?
So that's yeah. No, I agree with you. It's the only way I kind of get it is that they're trying to market this as really as a standalone. Hey, did you see Homecoming and like it? This is like the Homecoming game. The problem is, like we said, you need a base set to play because you need those starter cards. So it's a strange thing, and it's going to really bother me personally having a full set of Legendary, and then there's just one weird part that has art that looks different, and when let's just throw this Spider-Man in, it's going to be strange. I think I don't like that.
No, I mean, I understand that, but I could get over if that was the only issue.
Yeah,
but let me go this. One, this is way late. If they wanted to ride that, they should have had this come out with the movie.
Yeah.
2, I know Spider-Man's popular. Don't get me wrong, he's your favorite hero. But this has 2 Peter Parkers in essence, and we already have 4 or 5. And I'm not counting, Scarlet Spider, Spider-Gwen, Silk. We have a lot of him.
Yeah. There's got to be at least 5 Spider-Man.
There's regular, the black suit. There's Peter Parker from Civil War. There's probably one. I think there's one more that I'm totally blanking on.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, there's plenty. There's Superior Spider-Man, right? Isn't it?
Is he? No, I don't think he's in it.
No, maybe.
I would like him to be in it.
Anyway, there's enough. I agree with you. And then
and that's not counting because I think it's not fair to count when you count like his clone, like Scarlet Spider.
Sure. Those different characters.
Yeah. So. Like that, and Tony Stark sort of has that feeling, but not at like.
If I had to say the top 3 overused, it'd be Wolverine, then Peter Parker, then Tony Stark.
But I'm trying to think, not related to the base Legendary, but how many times did Tony Stark appear in the movie?
Well,
I mean, I'm wondering how many cards are going to be.
As far as the characters from the movie you would make cards from, it does make sense.
No, yeah.
He is
well, the next thing is who's been pining. For the other 2, I assume are his friends, Peter's friends.
So there's an entire group. One group is called Peter's Friends. Now, I do think, to look at this in somewhat of a positive way, I do think it's interesting the way they have. This is the first time they've ever had a hero group of every card is a different character. They've done team-ups before, but this is every card is its own hero. The big card is Aunt May, and the other ones are his classmates from the movie, which I do think is kind of a cool approach to it. I don't think that's a bad.
So one hero group you can put in is a bunch of different people?
It's Peter's Friends. That's the group, basically.
See, I understand that, but I'd rather what they did with them, especially them. I think it would be better if that was an X-Men group. But what they did in last X-Men group, instead of doing that, is a bunch of bystanders are pretty much the X-Men class that when you save them, they become a hero. Mm-hmm. And that makes more sense for Peter's friends, because let's be honest, they're more likely to be the ones calling for help.
I agree with that, but what else? What else are they going to put? I don't know what this.
I just don't think it. I just don't.
No, it shouldn't be made.
And then you have to look at how we brought up many times before. I mean, this is the fourth Spider-Man, and I joked with you when you first told me this. Does this mean we're going to see Marvel Cinematic Universe Ant-Man before we see regular comic Ant-Man?
Yeah.
This just feels.
I don't think they should have ever introduced, I think it was fine having them as two separate things. This is just based on comics. And yeah, they had stuff inspired by the movies, but to actually have the movie in there is such a strange choice.
Yeah.
I mean, they have said that they're, especially in terms of the art, they're feeling out people's reactions, and if people really don't like it, they're going to not do it anymore. So if we keep talking about it, hopefully this will be a one-off weird kind of collector's item.
Yeah, I will be.
Because I don't need to have every Marvel movie now have to buy it.
No, I really hope this is the only Marvel Cinematic one we see. I think the comics have plenty enough if we stay in Marvel.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of other properties they can get. And, I mean, like we said, we haven't seen Ant-Man, we haven't seen Wasp. There's so many other more interesting things and mechanics that I think they could pull on.
Yeah, there's a lot more they could do before going to this well.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the movie, but
it's weird.
Yeah.
So decide for yourself. You can go online and look at some of the previews they've shown of the cards and see what you think. Maybe you think it's a great idea, I don't know, let us know. If you enjoyed this video, it was just a snippet of our full-length podcast, which you can find on our YouTube channel every week. So please go ahead, like, and subscribe for more board game-related content coming at you in the future.
And don't forget to check out RollForCrit.com, where we actually sell a lot of the games we talked about, as well as post news and all our other videos. Until then, I'm Will Keeler.
I'm Jonathan Estes, and this is Roll for Crit.